Remember Flaplications?
I do remember.
Flash. I mean, that was probably 2004 when we were like trying to figure out how to make one of the offshoots I did. It was a startup, and it was called Sheer Power, and
Okay.
we used Flash before HTML5 became a thing, and so one thing I've noticed is that technology it evolves, but it doesn't go away.
Yeah.
Your VGA monitor, like that still uses A000 memory address. They're still using some of that stuff today, right? The concept of base memory in a system is still pretty much there with the extended bit that goes on. A lot of these things stay, and we just build kind of on top of them. And so I've seen with applications like this application stuff that we did, HTML5 came out. Basically, jQuery started to solve that problem with application, and now jQuery is everywhere, and it's still using the same old HTML that would make that web page with a rainbow in it. That it's the same technology, and so when we modernize applications, we have to be aware of those types of things as well. So it's exciting. I mean, it's exciting to know that there's so much rich history, as short-lived as technology and application concept of a program and an app. You go back to Tron and how programs were running wild. that stuff's all very it's all very new in the grand scheme of the whole world, right? And in reality, we've already created so much history in such a short period of time, and that history is there with us.
You've got such a positive outlook on that, Jeff, because I've been doing this grind for such a long time. You call it rich history of apps. I call it technical debt. It's the same word. So now you have modern solutions that have to solve 20-year-old problems. And, anyone can tell you, whether it's infrastructure based, whether it's workspace based, whether it's, just application development in general, moving things into, a line of business app and moving it to PaaS or rewriting it, refactoring it. There's a lot of beautiful logic that's been built in over time. But now we need modern solutions to very legacy based problems, which kind of leads me to Cloud Volumes. And how that was maybe the first iteration of trying to solve a problem that had existed, that manifested itself, that you saw in your directorship or IT role. What was that transition like for you?
To Cloud Volumes?
Yeah.
Well, there was a stint of world travel in there that got in there. I
got refreshed.
I left my job. It was kind of an idea of stealing a little bit of my retirement early, and kind of saying I'm gonna, I've been in IT for 10 years and realized that I needed just a little bit of a break, and went and traveled the world, and with the plans to come back potentially at some point,
maybe
in IT, or maybe, right? There was always that. My trip was supposed to be 3 months. It ended up being 2 years. I ended up traveling to like over 50 countries in 300 different cities, and just I literally lived out of a backpack and traveled and saw the world.
You had this like adventure for 2 years, and then you came back and you're like, Cloud Volumes, time to go.
It was actually more like Cloud Volumes brought me back.
Okay.
I had a friend call me, and he said, I want you to talk to this guy by the name of Matt Conover, one of the founders of Cloud Volumes. And he said, I want to show you this technology, and we could use your help. And so I'm at a remote, I was living in Malaysia at the time, and I'm in a remote house down at the foothills of the Cameron Highlands, the place where you could escape to get a little bit of cool air. And I'm on a cell phone, doing a Zoom call, much like what we are now. And I get a demo of what they're doing on my iPhone, and I'm like, wow, that is game changing. Like that is, I was in IT and I went, yeah, I want to help you guys. This is, and then I had already been writing some code. I was doing stuff at the time, like I was putting in an art installation. I was doing some stuff with, trying to, play around, because after a bunch of traveling, I actually got the itch for technology again. So I was doing some Arduino stuff and playing with, LED lights and seeing what I could do with Arduinos. And my friend called me, and that was it. I was sold. I said, are you kidding me? You can deliver, perhaps there's no pixie boots, and we're not like imaging machines, and we're not doing all of this challenging stuff that made my job really difficult back in IT, and we're able to deliver them instantly. That was amazing. That sold me on Cloud Volumes, and I came back. It was a rough entry for other reasons, all the rest of the reality coming back in, but at least I was able to stay. If you guys are in a startup, you know how it is. You stay focused, you're down, your head's down, and you're really working hard. And that got me through probably the transition back. But I absolutely was enamored by the raw tech. And so that's when I came back and said, yes, we could do so much with this.
Rimo3 offers automated pre-deployment testing of Windows applications, OS updates, and security patches. Use unattended automation to test and assess application readiness for Windows 10, Windows 11, Windows 365, Azure Virtual Desktop, as well as identifying MSIX and multi-session suitability. Your apps, your workspace, our priority.